Hey everyone, Marv here. Now before we get into the video, I just want to give a little bit of context on why this video is being released now, rather than before Sonic Movie 3 came out. The reason I'm releasing it now is because it was supposed to come out before I had seen Sonic Movie 3, however, my computer, my old laptop, fucked up and I was unable to fully render and salvage the video. However, I was able to salvage the audio because the audio was separate from the actual video. Now I'm re-editing and remaking essentially this video again. And the reason I even bothered doing this is because one, I still want to get this video out, and two, I have a Sonic Movie 3 video I'm planning on making in the future. So I want to get my pre-movie thoughts out in turn so they could be later used for my Sonic Movie 3 video. Without further ado, let's get into the video, and thank you guys for the patience. I just got a new computer and I want to get back on making content again, so thank you guys for watching and please enjoy the video. Hey everyone, Marv here, and this is something a little different. As I'm recording this, it is 7:20 p.m. on the 18th, and tomorrow I will be seeing Sonic Movie 3. As you can tell from this channel, and from the recent animations I've been making, I am a huge Sonic fan. And in fact, the whole reason I'm making a bunch of Sonic animations is because of this movie. I have very high expectations, and I am very excited. As someone who has been with the franchise since I was a little kid, and has been keeping up with all the movies and games, it's safe to say I am excited to see this movie. So I want to make a video before I see the film. I'm going to make a video after I see the film, discussing what I would like to see from the franchise going forward, and a semi-spoiler-ish review. Don't expect that to be the immediate next video after this, but it's definitely in the pipeline. However, the point of this video is to really talk about what I would like to see from the movie, and where I think the movie franchise might go going forward before I see the movie. Like I said, I'll talk about where I think the franchise will go forward after I see the movie. And so, yeah, that's basically what we're going to be talking about today. Like I said, no script, just my pure, unadulterated fanboy thoughts. But, if you're new to the channel, please give me a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll be doing more Sonic videos, but I also will do Spider-Man and Scott Pilgrim videos. So, yeah. Anyways, Sonic Movie 3! So let's start with what I hope the movie gets right. And I'll start with something simple. Shadow. This movie has a duty, nay, a responsibility, to get Shadow as a character right. Shadow, after playing Sonic X Shadow Generations and revisiting Sonic Adventure 2, because, I never beat Sonic Adventure 2, but that's besides the point. Shadow is my favorite Sonic character. Not because he's edgy the hedgy, but just because he has so much character and is such a multifaceted and layered character that it is very imperative, if you're going to introduce this character to the casual audience, to represent him in a respectful and accurate way to his game counterpart, especially after playing Sonic X Shadow Generations. The things I want from Shadow from this movie is very simple. One, an accurate retelling of Maria's death. Now, I'm not saying we need to see a little girl get capped. But what I'm saying is we need to see a little girl get capped. I'm just playing. But I'm not expecting them to kill Maria via gunshot like the games. That I think that would be expecting a little too much. So instead I would still like to see her death in a more tasteful way. Like, obviously they're not gonna fucking 360 no-scope her, but I would still like to see her and Shadow's relationship really explored throughout this film, and really go into the past about the Space Colony arc and Shadow as a character. I mainly what I want is a really accurate retelling of his origin story and good characterization. I have confidence that Keanu Reeves will get Shadow right as an actor, because from what I've seen from the promo videos and stuff, like the clip that was released a couple days ago, I feel like he's got it down. His performance seems pretty good, and a lot of early reviews are saying he does a really good job as Shadow. So, I just hope that they keep a lot of the heart of the character, and don't flanderize like how he could be seen. You know what I mean? Like, don't just make him evil, edgy Sonic. You know what I mean? Like, I want I want them to take him seriously, and I really hope that the humor in this movie doesn't hinder those scenes. You know what I mean? Like, they're not distracting. All in all, I would just simply say that I hope they get Shadow's characterization right, treat him with some sincerity and a bit serious. Just really understand the character at heart. Like, that's a very, like, unorganized way of putting it, but you get what I mean. I hope they get Shadow right as a character, and really give a lot of heart and sincerity to him. But that's one point. Another thing I hope these movies really improve upon, comparatively to the previous ones, is the humans. One of the weakest parts of the Sonic movies, and including the second one, is the damn humans. I don't mind characters like Agent Stone and Robotnik, because, one, Eggman is a character from the game, so I kind of want to see him, and two, like, someone like Agent Stone fits kind of that Orbot, Cubot, that snivelly role. So I don't mind characters like that, or Gerald, or even the gun agents. Rather, I'm mostly referring to the OC characters, like Tom, Maddie, Rachel, Darren, I think that's his name. I don't. Oh, Randall. No, it's Randall. And all that, like the main human character. I feel as if they really hold these movies back, and the thing I would compare it to is kind of like the Transformers Bay films. Those films would be a lot better if there were just no humans. It'd be a lot better if it wasn't even live action. It'd be a lot better if they were just, I don't know, just the Autobots, you know? That's kind of how I feel about the humans. It's like, I want more, Transformers 1 from the movie franchise, but I know we're not getting that because it's a live action hybrid, so humans are mandatory. But I just kind of at least hope in this movie they dial back on the humans. Like, a lot. Especially, like, the more annoying ones, like Rachel. Because, enough Wade. I'm Wade out. After Knuckles, I'm Wade out, bro. No more Wade. No more Wade. And another thing, and this is a huge thing for me, the comedy. I recently rewatched the first two Sonic movies with my friends because we're going to go watch it in theaters. And holy shit, the kiddish fucking humor pisses me off. Like, I get it. It's a movie meant for kids. Ultimately, Sonic's meant for kids. And I'm not expecting this to be like some ultra serious fucking movie or whatever. But like, just less childish humor. Like I hope going forward the movies have more of a comedic tone like the Spider-Verse movies. Because the Spider-Verse movies don't ever really need to rely on a childish, like, immature humor, like fucking Minion shit. I want these movies to kind of dial back on the humor. And if you do humor, do something a bit more in line with how the humor is handled in the games for the most part. Because I really just don't want this movie to be held back by its humor. Like, for example, I heard a review where somebody compared this to the Minions. That scares the shit out of me. That really does. And a lot of the reviews have been positive, but hearing something like that makes me nervous. It really does, because the humor in the first two movies was really, really one of my major issues with them. Honestly, the second one more than the first one. I think the first one, for the most part, the humor was fine, but really the second one is where the humor just kind of, it just wasn't doing it for me. You know what I mean? It was more distracting. Like, I just hope they scale back on the humor and really just don't hammer in a bunch of childish jokes. Like, that's one piece to the puzzle. And another thing. This is another thing I really hope that we get an improvement from 2. More Tails. I think we can all collectively agree, when it came to that second movie, Tails as a character was sidelined. Like, comparatively to Knuckles. Like, Sonic and Knuckles got a lot of the limelight, and Tails was really kind of, like, the best way to compare him, he was a sidekick in that movie. Like, other than, like, the Russia scenes and the final act, like the third act, Tails as a character was really sidelined comparatively to the other leads, and I hope in this movie they give him more to do. Really hammer in that he's part of this team. He's part of Team Sonic. Tails is a very important character, and I don't want him to keep getting sidelined in these movies. Like, I want him to be just as important as Sonic and Knuckles. But yeah, those are basically the main things I want from the movie. A lot of heart, sincerity. Oh, wait, one more thing. I just remembered. I'm a little unorganized here. Music. It still, to this day, pisses me off that these Sonic movies do not use Sonic music. And I know there's going to be that one jackass in my comment section that's going to be like, what are you talking about? In the first movie, they used Hyper Potion from Mania. And I'm like, yes. Yes, they did. And I liked that. That made me smile. That made me happy. That's one of the only examples of them using Sonic tracks. Like, they rarely ever touch the music side of Sonic. And I think that's a big sell. They're selling. Because Sonic, as a franchise, has so many good tracks that it's very unfortunate that the movies just shy away from it. Like, for example, the one thing that I think is mandatory for this movie, you need to integrate Live and Learn in this movie. That is very important, and I'm very happy to see it in the marketing. That third act fight better have Live and Learn. You can, like, when Sonic and Shadow go super, because we have already seen the Jack-specific toy leaks, I need to be able to hear Live and Learn, and that shit's gotta be rock. That you cannot make that orchestral. That needs to be rock. Like, just completely rock. Like, it needs to just go all in, because Live and Learn is not only tied to SA2, which this movie's clearly an adaptation of, but is just one of the best tracks from the Sonic franchise, period. So, that's a big thing. We need more Sonic tracks going forward. Like, for example, if we get a Sonic Adventure movie, Open Your Heart's gotta be there. If we get an 06 movie, we got, His World's gotta be there. If we get, like, some level of adaptation of CD or Metal Sonic, Stardust Speedway needs to be there. Like, it's kind of, like, jarring and a bit upsetting that these movies just don't use Sonic music. Sonic music is such a big part of this character's identity. And he, like, comparatively to most, video game, franchises, has some fantastic tracks that I love hearing. So this is all to say that I hope going forward, and especially in this movie, we get more tracks. I'm not saying make the whole OST Sonic music, but what I'm saying is at least put a couple of tunes in here. Like, I hope in this movie, I'm not expecting it, but I'm hoping we get Throw It All Away, City Escape, like, you know, the fucking For True Story, like, and Live and Learn. Like, there's a lot of tracks from SA2 alone that I would love to see in this movie. I Am the Eggman. Like, there's just so much music I want from this franchise that I want to see in this movie that I'm pretty much expecting to not be there, because they weren't really heavy on the Sonic music in the first two movies, and I'm not all of a sudden expecting it to change in this one. Although, considering that they're using a lot of Live and Learn in the marketing of this movie, I at least expect that song to be in there. Is that a little too much to ask? You clearly have the rights because you've been using it in all the marketing. So, character interactions. I hope this movie really builds upon the character interactions, because that's one of the things I really liked from the previous two. Like, I want some really good character dynamics between Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. I want especially some good character dynamics between the two Eggmen, or the two Robotniks. And especially, and this one's the most important, I want a really good character dynamic between Sonic and Shadow. They have a very iconic rivalry in this franchise, and I want to see that really encapsulated in this movie. But all in all, those are the main things I want from this movie, and honestly, I hope that they deliver. I feel like they're gonna deliver. A lot of the reviews I've been hearing have been very positive, so hopefully that we'll be able to see some of those elements brought to life and some of those issues addressed. And if they aren't addressed in this movie, well, this movie's probably gonna make a lot of money, so, you know. There's always Sonic 4! Slightly shifting topics, I want us to talk about the future of the Sonic franchise, i.e. the post-credit scenes. So, from what a lot of people have been saying, the post-credit scenes are really hype and offer really big plans going forward. So, the main thing that's like on my mind is what pertains with these post-credit scenes. Well, I have some theories. Theory number one, it's probably Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is probably one of the most highly requested characters for this franchise, and I can clearly see him being set up for either a Heroes adaptation or somewhat of a Sonic CD adaptation. But he's not the only option, because there's also Silver. Some people may think Silver might be too early for the movie franchise, because that's heading into 06 territory, and I kinda agree, but at the same time, I don't think it's like wrong for him to be set up for like the 4th movie or subsequent sequels. I think Silver is a very underutilized character in the game, so I would love to see him in these movies. Now, the thing is, right, a lot of people said they lost their shit when they saw those like post-credit scenes and stuff. So, I honestly think there are 2 characters we haven't considered that may show up, and these 2 being Black Doom or Chaos. And the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of them, the way it's been described in a lot of like people's like first reactions, is something crazy, something hype, something we weren't anticipating or expecting. So those 2 would be like my wild cards essentially, because why I think it's a natural like progression to go to an SA1 movie. SA1 is a beloved game in the Sonic franchise, and Chaos would offer really good spectacle and more lore to the Sonic universe as a whole. So that's the one I personally hope for. But the reason I'm also saying Black Doom is because we have heard that Paramount is interested in making a Shadow movie if this 3rd Sonic movie does well. So I think that would be a nice setup for a Shadow movie. And I really, really hope if we get a Shadow movie, we see Omega and Rouge. Just saying. But anyways, those are like the main things when it comes to post-credit scenes that I'm really thinking. And I hope I'm right. Please be Chaos. Please just be Chaos. But all in all, I'm really excited for this movie. And I really hope it delivers. I hope it really brings in a lot of new fans to the franchise and just nails some of those aspects that I talked about previously. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Please comment down below, and I would really be interested in hearing everyone's thoughts before they see the movie. I know this is kind of last minute, but I wanted to just put this out here before seeing the film. So, yeah. Now, remember, drink water, play Sonic X Shadow Generations, eat pizza, and read Chainsaw Man. See ya!